why you're not doing it. Now, what has sparked this video for me today is the very, very first day that the Business Acceleration Club has its doors open. They're open for the next couple of weeks. I only do this a couple of times a year, and I've just onboarded the first person, which I'm so excited about. I always get so excited about the Business Acceleration Club because it gets such good results, right? Because it just includes absolutely everything. But the reason that this particular person signed up, or one of the main reasons, was sure, you know what to do on social media, but you don't actually do it, right? There are a number of different reasons that you don't do it, and you probably have all four of them. And these are the four top areas. So we're going to cover knowing what to say, confidence, time, and stuck on repeat. You know that those are the things that hold you back for everyone, even people that have been in business for like 20 plus years. Same thing, right? So let's go through it one by one. Knowing what to say. So you open up your Facebook and you open up Instagram. You're probably doing it in Creator Studio or something like that. You might be doing it on Buffer or Hootsuite or some other scheduling app, but you open it up and you sit there and you draw a blank. You don't know what to say. Now, there's a couple of reasons this can be. A, you don't know your customers well enough. B, you get afraid when you sit down and you think about what to say. Or C, you know what to say, but it doesn't quite come out right. Like you try to overcomplicate it. You try to convince people. And sometimes we approach marketing from this, I have to wrangle and convince and connive people, but that's not the way that those of us that are like that, us solopreneurs, especially us women solopreneurs that have a business that really comes from the soul, we find marketing and the marketing messages hard because we don't want to convince people. And the truth is, you don't have to convince people. What you have to offer the world is so freaking amazing that people will snaffle that shit up if you just get out of your own way and turn up and talk like a normal person. If you stopped worrying about what other people thought about you or what you were saying, if you just relaxed into it and let the messages flow through you, then you would be authentic and people would buy automatically. That truly is the secret. In fact, in the Business Acceleration Club, I do something called Soul Method Marketing, and it's about 100 plus lessons on marketing, like actually how to do marketing. And a big part of that is how to do authentic messaging. So, number one, knowing what to say. Get into your heart, get into your soul. What does your client actually need to hear from you today? And start there. When you start there, you will always know what to say, but you must thoroughly know your client first. So if you don't understand your client, do the client avatar. Do it and do it and do it and do it again. Your client avatar is the basis for building all of your business every single time. Okay, second is confidence. We know our clients, we know what we want to say, we even, practice saying it authentically, but then we're like, oh my God, I'm afraid, we don't have the confidence to say it. And oftentimes you don't think that people want what you have to offer because it's your zone of genius, right? So let's say you're an accountant and you're like, well, but no one's going to pay me to look at Xero. Like they can figure that out with YouTube. Have you tried to figure out Xero with YouTube? It's so fucking hard, right? It's so complicated. But for an accountant, it would be in their zone of genius, right? So they don't think anyone's going to want to pay for it. But we're all like, please teach us how to use it because it's so complicated. I haven't got 6 hours to spend on YouTube. I want to pay you a couple $100 and have you teach me, or better yet, just do it for me, right? So what you have to offer is of great value. Confidence building, it's a very, very long process, right? It's about tapping into soul. It's about going through all those layers of self-belief. It's about installing success mindsets. It's about journaling. It's about affirmations. It's about so many things. But start building your self-confidence by looking for the success stories that you already have. Remind yourself, keep yourself a little book. I remember when I used to teach, soul destroying sometimes, right? Teaching. I used to keep like a little book and I'd put down all the beautiful things that my students would say to me, because then if I started to feel like I was a bit shit, I'd be like, no, but remember, all of these things. So you can do the same in your business. Have a little book that tells you why you're so amazing. Okay, the third thing, time. We think we don't have time because we make it so fucking complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated, all right? You can take one idea and you can expand that out to cover all of your social media every day. Now, how often do you post every day, right? That's a thing. Some people say you should post 3 or 4 times a day because then you beat the algorithm. Some people say you should only be posting once a day because you don't be spamming people. There are so many different theories out there on what you should do. The answer is you should post when you have something to say. Sometimes I post 10 times a day. Sometimes I don't post at all, right? That is not what a standard business coach will tell you to do. But if you post because you're forced to, it won't be authentic and it will land flat. You watch. The ones that you post where you're like, yeah, I'm fired up about this, that's the ones that people will comment on. So that's when you want to do it. That you need to start tapping into actually listening to your messages. You need to start listening to your soul. And the only way to do that is to get the hell out of your own way, build the confidence, do the journaling, do the affirmations, and then tap into what those soul messages are. That's exactly what I teach you on the Business Acceleration Club. But some people will be able to go and do that on their own. Do that. Get out of your own way, figure out what the real soul messages are, and then post those. Also around timing, what time of day to post. Again, post when you feel like it, right? But you could dig into who your client avatar is, when are they most likely to be online, and post at those times. You can either do that with a scheduling app, or you can just turn up at that particular time and do it. You could put, a reminder on your alarms in your phone so that you remember to do it. Also, time of, finding the time to do it. We think, right, we've got to post on Facebook and then Instagram, and then we're going to do a blog, and then I'm going to do a podcast, and then I'm going to do all these other things, and we just get overwhelmed. So then we fall into these time stories. I don't have enough time to do this, or I don't have enough time to do this properly right now, so I'm just not going to do it. I'll leave it till later. We leave it till later when we have no energy. And the whole point of the message has evaded us then. So I tend to do and teach in the Business Acceleration Club, I teach everyone to do their messaging, which is what I call marketing, right? Messaging up front in the morning. Do everything in the morning, because that's when you will have, if you're in the Business Acceleration Club, you will have done all your mindset work and you'll be really attached to soul, and that's when all your messages will want to come out. So then I teach you how to expand that and take the one tiny seed and expand it to all these other places. Plus I give you all the tech tools that actually poke it out to all those things for you instead of you having to do it. You can do your marketing in half an hour a day. Wouldn't that be better? Okay, the last one is stuck on repeat. We often don't do what we say we're going to do on social media because we feel stuck on repeat. We're like, but I've said this already. I'm just saying the same message, but people need to hear the same messages over and over and over for it to sink in. What you're saying on that particular day might resonate with a person in a particular way. If you're only affecting one person, that is awesome. You are here to change the world, right? One person at a time. So that's brilliant. The second thing is that people are not reading your shit as much as what you think they are. Right? You're not getting as much organic reach as what you would like to have. You could post 10 times a day and people might see it once. So don't worry about it. And yes, you get sick of saying the same thing over and over again. But if that's what's coming through from the soul, then that's what people need to hear. So stop second guessing the message. Don't feel like you're stuck on repeat. Just say it anyway, right? If that is what's coming through. But that's the trick to it. Rather than just busting out these, this is what my tribe needs to hear, or this is what my marketing messages are, tapping into your soul is a much better way to do it. And that's the beauty of the Business Acceleration Club. We take all the strategies and then we smash them together with the tech tools, and then we do it with the whole systems, and then we layer a whole layer of magic over the top, right? Magic, that's the secret sauce that is missing, and something that women can tap into so easily, but we don't. We kind of take that whole spiritual, magical manifesting side of ourselves and we're like, yes, well, that's that part of me, but this is the business part of me. Why? Why do you have to do that? I don't do that. And lots of other women out there don't do that, right? You can bring both of those parts together and it will just completely explode your business success. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to talk to you about why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing on social media. Knowing what to say, go back to your client avatar. Confidence, know that you are the expert and that people need to hear what you have to say. Time, schedule the time in your diary. Do it at the same time every day, but do your journaling prompts beforehand to get into inspiration so that you're saying something truly soulful. Fourthly, you are not stuck on repeat. These are the messages that need to be heard Wishing you a fabulous day forward. And if you'd like to talk to me about the Business Acceleration Club, I would love to talk to you about it. I only ever take 10 people, right? And the doors open today, and I have a number of sales calls booked today with people that already want to jump on. So I'd say by the end of the day, probably half of those will be gone. But jump in. If you jump in, if you get the early bird special, it's actually really freaking cheap. And there is actually funding available in New Zealand. So I would really encourage you to reach out to me today. It will change your life. Okay, bye for now.